Hi guys, I'm sat on the floor at the moment. I'm going to be packing my kit for two jobs that I have in the morning. One is at 8 o'clock and one is at 12 o'clock, so I have a little gap in between. My first client is Sejal, and I met Sejal last year and I did her bridal makeup for her wedding, which was a really lovely opportunity to go up to London and do that for her. Second client is at 12 o'clock. Her name's Emma. She was actually one of my school friends, and at school it was really fun because we didn't really speak that much, but kind of on Facebook and through things like that. And I did her makeup for her 30th birthday last year. And she actually booked me from last year for this year. She's actually a beauty therapist, so she's quite kind of au fait with makeup and really wanted someone who she could trust to do her makeup and kind of get it how she wanted it to be. I'm packing for two different skin tones. Sejal is an Asian skin tone and Emma is a more kind of porcelain skin tone. I'll just talk you through. Now, this isn't going to be like, I'm going to show you all the different types of makeup that I have and like all that as such. I mean, if that's something that you want to see, then I guess I could get that sorted. But I'll just show you the case that I take my stuff in. It's not a Zuka, however I think soon I need to get myself one because this is a nice case, but the problem is that it's a bit kind of wide sometimes. And sometimes when I'm kind of like, you know, sometimes you're kind of going in through driveways and things like that and it's a little bit bulky. But it does the job, and you know, I'm not complaining about it. It was like £40, so I'm not complaining. It's strong. I've had it for about a year now and it does actually carry up to about 14 kg, which I dropped on my foot. So this is the case. So it has a thing that says Paper Mania on there. Whether that's you know, whether they have like a website and they have like different ranges, I have no idea. But basically that's what it looks like inside. I have my brush cleanser still left in there. But that's basically what it is like inside. It's got a couple of different pouches in there. Just a pouch here which will just kind of keep details and things like that in there. It has some side pouches which are open like that with some mesh pockets. Basically what I do is I literally just put my super pouches in, stack them on top of one another. My brush belt goes in, everything kind of just fits inside, flips over, folds, and that's basically it. And you have a little thing here which pulls up, and obviously it tips and rolls at the same time. I keep all my palettes in this, well, all the main palettes that I use in this pouch, and that's basically what I will take with me. I guess this is the one thing that I don't really like being left without. In terms of colours, because sometimes clients will change their mind about colours. That's why I don't like getting caught out, and that's why I tend to like to have the majority of my palettes with me, so that if they do change their mind about colours and things, I have got the palettes there to be able to accommodate that request. So I just have a few kind of palettes in here that I really like. This actually contains just glitters and things like that. And I know it looks a bit, you know, it does look messy, but I've tried cleaning this and it's just because of the cap, everything kind of just comes out. So it's just got a load of reflex which you can see in there. It's like my magic dust box. And I just keep that in a very old Illamasqua box, just keeps them nice and tight together. I've got like a naked palette in there. It's just a nice good all-rounder to keep in there. It's got some nice, the gold in there which is half baked, which is a beautiful colour. Just some nice kind of shading colours and lovely highlighter. This is Buck, which is a beautiful colour for transitional kind of work on the eyes. I like to keep this Bobbi Brown palette in there. I custom built this one myself. I've only got 3 blushes in there, but it just has a nice kind of, you know, tawny colour, an apricot colour, and a nice kind of bright pink colour, which tends to suit all skin tones. And that's the kind of thing that I like to keep with me. This palette has got a lot of my brighter colours in there, and generally with Sejal I like to use these two colours because these two colours will give me, again, a lovely warm colour into the crease. The rest of the palettes are just generally quite neutral. I mean, I do carry this one in there just in case someone has, you know, it's not so much like they'll change the whole idea of their makeup, but sometimes they'll say, oh, well, can you just put a little bit of blue here, or can I have a bit of green, or something like that. And I don't actually like to be caught out, so I like to carry something like that with me so that if they do want a slight accent of colour, you've got something like that in your kit then, instead of having to lug around pigments and that sort of thing. Just a few more blush palettes again in there, and just a new MAC palette that I'm building. I'm trying to take all my neutral shadows into here. So yeah, basically that's that. What I basically did was organise 2 pouches according to the skin tone as such of the client. So I just think it makes it easier so that, you know, when I get to the job I pull out the correct pouch for the correct person, and I don't have to faff around. So I'll always take with me foundation primer. This is a Laura Mercier primer. This is just the original one. So this is actually from Emma's pack. So this is going to be nice and hydrating on the skin, and it's just a general good, it's good for all skin types. They do have different ones, but this is just a good all-round. My favourite for bridal work is the Laura Mercier Camouflage palette. This one is in SC3, and it's basically got 2 colours in there. So it's got a lighter colour and a darker colour, and you basically just mix the 2 to get to the right shade. It's an oil-free product, and once it's on the skin it doesn't budge around. A flawless finish to the face. What we're going to do is kind of keep the brows quite natural, but we're going to do a nice lovely kind of fresh ivory on the lid, and then a nice kind of a little bit of shading and a lovely kind of eyeliner, and that will be using the Laura Mercier cream eyeliner in Noir. Amazing, amazing product. I've got a powder foundation to warm up the skin a little bit. I've gone for a kind of something that's like a powder foundation because sometimes bronzers can have a little bit of glitter to them, and I don't really want that on her face. And she really suited this in her trial, so I will just use that just on a finishing brush, just a very kind of nice big duo fibre brush. Something a bit like this is a little bit dirty, I just use this for my blush. But something like that, just a bigger version, and just literally very, very lightly dust it over, and that will kind of just warm up the skin a little bit. This is the lip colour that we discussed about using. It's the Laura Mercier Creme Smooth lip colour. It's in Plum Orchid. Very moisturising, long lasting, and a lovely high level of pigment in there. If you're looking for something different, they've got a lovely range of colours in there. So in terms of Sejol's pack, what I've got for her, which I always take, is the Laura Mercier Oil Free Primer off. For her skin, we'll use Illamasqua Skin Base in shade number 13. This is a lovely product. Gives a really nice kind of full coverage without looking too heavy, and it photographs beautifully as well. Put concealer from Laura Mercier. This time it will be in SC6, so a little bit darker to suit an Asian skin tone. And once again we'll use Laura Mercier translucent powder to set her skin. Like to use the Sleek Contour Palette. This is a lovely product on Sejol because it's got the right undertone for her. Not this side, it's a little bit, it's too ashy, but this side is beautiful on her skin tone, and we really do a lot of contouring work. She's got lovely high cheekbones, which work very well with contour. Basically what we're doing again is we're replicating the gold glitter tutorial that I did. So it's literally just gold from the Urban Decay Naked palette, and lots of reflex packed on top to give a real nice glittery look to the lid. So not like a wet look, more of a glitter impact. And what we'll be doing is a little bit of shading. I've got the 2 OCC lip tars that I used, so Vintage and Harlot in there, and a little bit of the Laura Mercier Lac Rouge lip lacquer in there as well. Lashes, I always take the dark duo fibre, even if someone has, I mean, and I do mean this in terms of Emma, my client, she's got blonde hair and quite, I would say, fairish lashes. Because I do a lot of work at the lash line, there's always going to be a bit of darkness at the lash line anyway, whether it's a little bit of, you know, brown shadow or a bit of an eyeliner, that bit's always going to be dark anyway. So I always tend to carry this with me, and if I feel maybe it's a little bit too dark, then I'll just be very kind of put it very sparingly. But the Duralash, the dark adhesive, it's normally a good all-rounder. Basically it. So this is Sejal's case. This is actually one of Laura Mercier's custom portfolio palettes. Hello! This is my very tiny tweezer, which sticks to it because there's a bit of magnetic something in there. They have magnetic pouches inside. Thought that I would show you how I would organise my kit in order to get the job done, you know, properly and quickly, and so I have everything to hand. If I'm doing, say, a lot of one skin tone as such, say if I've got a couple of Asian clients, Asian bridal clients, or say like Asian bride and the mum and the sister, then I will just take out, you know, all of the foundations that relate to the Asian skin tone, all of the concealers that relate to the Asian skin tone, and but all that, I organise it like that. So it does take a lot of work to organise your kit, and I think people sometimes don't realise how much work goes into it, because you're actually, it's not just, you know, actually doing the makeup on someone, it's actually thinking. There's a lot of thinking that goes behind it as well. You have to think about what you're putting into your kit. And so, you know, sometimes if you're just doing makeup for an event, you may not necessarily have the chance to have a trial. You know, if people want to pay for a trial separately, then that's a different thing, but you may not have the chance to do that, and so obviously you do need to be organised. And I guess if you have an event to do and you have to travel out to that event, you do need to have things on hand. So you do have to do a lot of thinking and look at products that are quite versatile for the kit. Yeah, so I mean, obviously if you're kind of, you know, that's if you're a kind of budding makeup artist, or, you know, kind of just looking for some advice, and obviously I hope what I rambled on about was somewhat helpful. So I hope that was helpful, guys. It's a little bit of a rambly weird video, so I hope I didn't ramble on for too long. I just kind of wanted to give you some advice if, you know, you're kind of looking at that sort of thing. And that's basically it. So if you like the video, give me a thumbs up. Leave a little comment if you want. Hit subscribe if you want to kind of follow videos and that sort of thing. So take care from me, have a lovely day, and I shall speak to you very soon. Take care, guys. Bye.